I got a top 5 list, everybody.
Hey.
Top 5 performers of Week 1. Hit it.
High five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rich's Top 5.
All right, here we go. The top 5 performers of Week 1 in the National Football League. Here's my boy.
Hey.
He's my boy Pewter.
How is this not number 1?
My boy Pewter. Baker Mayfield. 24 of 30, 289 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. No quarterback had a better passer rating, whatever the hell that means, in the first week of professional football than this guy, a $146.4. I mean, he was balling out, and he's like barking at everyone. This is my city. I love it. I love it. And I'm sorry I chose the Falcons to win the NFC South.
Just immediate handout.
I immediately, by the way, on yesterday's Overreaction Monday, took it back.
Yeah. Hey, raise your hand if you picked the Bucks.
You did.
Great job, TJ.
You and, by the way, Gerald McCoy stuck with him. Well, that's no surprise.
No surprise. But
the way you love the Cowboys, he loves the Bucks.
He's contractually obligated.
You guys
really,
you're on it.
But he does it. Number 4 on this list. Okay, guys. TJ Watt. I'm putting TJ Watt right here.
Dude.
I mean, the guy had a sack
game,
and 2 tackles for loss. That's all was on the stat sheet. A sack and 2 tackles for losses. And he had a fumble recovery. But he also had 2 sack forced fumbles called back. One by his own offsides where he was ruled a hair offsides. And then there was one defensive secondary penalty behind him. The guy was wrecking the whole friggin' game.
I swear he was lined up in the backfield. It
so,
felt like it.
With all due respect to even what we're saying about the Falcons, I'm sure Kirk Cousins is like, throw it out, because I'm not seeing T.J. Watt the rest of the year. And hopefully he gets to see him in the Super Bowl. T.J. Watt was awesome. He was a game wrecker. Number 3 on the list, I'm going with the kid, man. And going whether he found out Friday night or 90 minutes before the game, whatever. He still, even if he found out Friday night, he had to think about it for a weekend and envision it and just stew on it. Jordan Mason, 28 carries, the most by a 49ers player in 13 years. By the way, that's the length of the Jets' current playoff season without a playoff season losing streak right now. He was incredible. He did stuff that McCaffrey wasn't even asked to do. 28 carries, 147 yards, and a touchdown.
Crushed it.
He's number 3 on my top 5 Week 1 performances list. Number 2 is that guy in Western New York, man. Now, you said it earlier. 2 in the air, 2 on the ground. Last guy to do it is Pro Football Hall of Famer Steve Young. When it looked pretty bleak, 17-3, Arizona comes in and starts hitting Bills Mafia in the mouth. He's like, I'm leaping over people.
I got this.
I've got this. The Mandalorian quarterback just took off and just took it under his own advisement, in his own hands and his own legs. Josh friggin' Allen was incredible. He had 39 rush yards, 2 on the ground, 232 in the air, two touchdowns there. I mean, spectacular. And number 1, though, he walked from the Giants down to the dreaded Philadelphia Eagles for the Giants. And for the Eagles, they're happy to just stick it in the Giants fans' face, man. Saquon Barkley, 132 total yards, 3 touchdowns, a gorgeous grab in the air to start it, 2 on the ground after it. What a dream beginning for Saquon Barkley in Philadelphia. Number 1 on my list of performances.
You think we need one more?
I'll do you one more.
All right, we'll get one more.
Chris Long said it yesterday when he was on the program. He will never forget where he was when he watched Xavier Worthy carry a ball for the first time in the National Football League.
Me
We
neither.
were all in Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Not you, Mike. You were back
there.
here. But we were there.
I seen it.
And this just in, the Andy Reid, go figure, knows what to do with the fastest guy in the history of the scouting combine. 1 in the air, 1 on the ground, 3 touches, 2 of them for scores. He's like Chris Carter. All he does is score touchdowns, right? Unbelievable. And that's your one. You know, Mike, just because it's Week 1.
You think we need one more?
Yes. 2 more.
All right, we'll get one more.
It's Week 1, so you have 1 more twice. They're people, too. Not punters.
Oh.
Chris Boswell of the Pittsburgh Steelers. 6 field goals, 3 of them over 50. No Steeler has ever kicked 3 of them over 50, and he had the entire scoring, but this one you see on the screen. This is what made Chris Boswell make this list because in this game, it was 15-10. Pittsburgh is up. The Falcons get off the field, punting from their own 27-yard line with 3:40 to go. And the punter, Cameron Johnson, gets hit, and he goes down. And he goes down in a heap, and there's a flag, and you think, okay, Atlanta's going to be called for roughing the punter or running into the punter. Instead, it's a hold on Pittsburgh for throwing the Falcon into the punter, who, by the way, suffers a season-ending injury. Didn't know that at the time, but what do? They call on Boswell to emergency punt because the Falcons rightfully didn't take the yardage on the back end. What they did is they forced the Steelers to re-kick with their place kicker, and the first career punt for Boswell, he sends it to the opposition 40-yard line, 51 yards from his own 17-yard line. 51 yards, no return. Come on. And sure enough, the Steelers get the ball back, and Boswell kicks his sixth field goal to end the day. That is one of the top performances of week one. Helped the Steelers win the game because he could have shanked that thing, and that thing could have been over.
Do you remember? Also, Jake Moody was 6 for 6 last night, too.
He was, but he didn't punt, did he?
No. You remember when we were kids and it felt like kicking a 50-yard field goal was he's going to do what? A 50-yard field goal?
I know.
This weekend, kickers were 21 of 23 from 50-plus yards. Justin Tucker, ironically, missed one, maybe the greatest kicker ever. It just seems like it's automatic now, 50-plus yards.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.